Can you hear us? Hi, happy campers. Spike.
No.
Nope, there's no boom mic. And there's a reason why. Because a frickin' boom mic sucks. Hello, happy campers. I'm Spike. That is Chris. This is
Chris.
Show. Yes,
It
can hear us, but just not as well as with the boom mic. So we have to speak up a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, as if this loudmouth needed the encouragement. Anyway.
Yeah.
So that's the reason why we've been radio silent the last 2 weeks. The boom mic keeps eating our audio files.
Is that why there's a couple of videos that have not been...
Yes.
I was wondering about that. I was going to ask.
So we're currently operating without the boom mic. Hopefully you'll be able to hear us. If not, well then we'll go 3 weeks without radio silent. But anyway, again, welcome to the show, one and all. This show right here. For all the good it does.
Have you seen what happened last week on Falcon and the Winter Soldier?
You mean this past Friday's?
Or
this last episode. Okay, we are recording this on April 11th, 2021. Ignore that thing. We're sitting in my library, but as you can see from right about here, it's also being used as a storage facility at the moment. But anyway, but yes, I did see Falcon and Winter Soldier. I did see the 4th episode. Somehow I didn't watch the 3rd. But we do need to discuss that. And need to discuss a couple of things, actually. But if you want to start there, we can start there. Let's start with Falcon and Winter Soldier. Now, you tell what happened. I'll give my reaction here in a minute, because I got my own take I want to give on this. You go right ahead. Tell them what happened on Falcon and Winter Soldier. Spoiler alert.
Well, I mean, if you've been keeping up, you know that there is a serum that gives people powers. I forgot what the serum's called.
The Super Soldier Serum, yes.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you can put it that way. And a bunch of people who, I'm guessing with their story, it's like they're good, but they're also bad.
The Flag Smashers.
But, anyways, so you got them. They're still hunting them down. You got Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Bucky, out there with a convict who, honestly, look, him and Killmonger are still, to this day, still probably the best villains MCU has ever had. I know everybody says, oh no, Thanos was the best villain. No. Those two, to me, were the best villains.
Killmonger and who?
The
Zemo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they had a purpose in what they were doing, but they also had like a way of doing it, like a plan. And it worked. They both really actually succeeded. Probably didn't turn out the way they wanted to, but anyway, the most important thing is this lame Captain America that we got, the new Captain America.
Captain Up, I call it. Yeah.
Who got his butt whooped by the Wakandas. It's like a little...
Yeah, the King's personal guard, yes.
I want to call them the Wakandas because they remind me of like the singers like...
I keep thinking they're Touch of Honey, but that would just get me smacked upside the head in many different ways. Boogie, oogie, oogie, teriyaki, all kinds of stuff.
Teriyaki.
Yeah. Sukiyaki, teriyaki. It's all because of you. Feeling sad and blue. Yeah.
But,
you went away and all my life is now just a rainy day. But in reality, some things were never meant to be.
See what I'm dealing with?
You took your plot recaps away from me. Anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, that group. Anyway, go ahead.
Dropping it everywhere, really. But yeah, we got to see Captain America lose it and kill somebody, and it's all on camera.
It's all on a bunch of cameras, because everybody had their cell phones.
I had a feeling that I didn't know it was going to happen like that, but I had a feeling he's going to get caught with his hand in a cookie jar, stealing cookies somehow, or he was going to die. I was actually leaning toward more of him dying than anything, but now he's like publicly known as, oh, which I got a feeling that in the next episode that what they're going to do, unless that was like the last episode of this season, I really don't know, but I got a feeling it's going to be one of those where it's like, well, it's Captain America.
It's killing America.
Yeah, you know, like, we'll forget, sweep it under the rug, and then there'll be a bunch of people be like, no, justice. There's no cause for him killing people and all that stuff.
That would be the last thing that they need to go, the last road they need to go down right now is go down the justice route. But we get enough of that in every other piece of pop culture on the planet.
Exactly. So what makes this really? I'm waiting for it. But yeah, so I actually really enjoyed it. I can't wait to see more. I'm loving this edgy. I know I bring this up every time, but I'm loving this edgy take on Disney. Disney's doing like a little edgy thing here with this because I mean, I don't know. It's just like, okay, this should be like on Hulu or something, not on Disney Plus. It seems like, you know, it's like it's a little edgy. So it's like people are dying. They show it.
That's why you can't watch the Falcon and the Winter Soldier on any of the kids' accounts. I think they actually dropped an S-bomb like the first 5 seconds of this episode. But
I noticed that. I was like, oh, did you do it?
So anyway.
So yeah, it was good.
Remember we discussed, what was it, 2 weeks ago? We were talking, 2-3 weeks ago, we were talking about this show and why Bucky was there as Captain America's sidekick.
Yes.
We also talked about how Ed Brubaker can write Captain America like nobody else on the planet. And he needs to be kept there, and Marvel, you need to just keep paying him as much money as it takes to keep him there and let him handle some of these script treatments for you. Yes. And you will make Captain America just like Iron Man, where you will make billions and billions. Unlike Spider-Man, which we'll talk about here in a few minutes. But have you even heard? No, we won't talk about that yet.
No,
okay, now, hold on, wait a minute. Let's stick to our knitting at the moment. Falcon and Winter Soldier, there's a reason why Cap needed Bucky. And you're about to see this play out if the writers and the storytellers are being intelligent, which is always an iffy proposition these days, but if they're being smart, the reason Cap needed Bucky's the one who got his hands dirty.
Right.
That's why Winter Soldier is such an effective killer. He's a killer. Because Bucky has always been a killer. Captain America cannot tarnish his image. He can't get his hands... He needs to have clean mitts. So, it's like the eagle hand laundry. Does your eagle have dirty mitts? If your eagle has dirty mitts, well then Captain America stops being propaganda for America and becomes propaganda against America, which is what's about to happen to Captain America in Captain Up's hands.
Captain Up's?
I called him Captain Up because he still looks like Ed Asner's character from Up. But anyway, I still see it. I can't help it. I see it every time I see him wearing that stupid outfit. Whenever he has the helmet off, the whole headgear off, he looks normal. He looks like a guy. As soon as he puts that frickin' headgear on, his ears get smooshed up here, his nose goes like this, his jowls go like this, and he becomes just the most Jewish thing on the planet. I'm sorry, but... we'll see if that gets us kicked off. But anyway, he does, or he does. But anyway, and might be on purpose. I don't know. So if they're smart, that's the direction they're going to go, because when they did this back in the 80s, yes, the storyline is that old. In that case, Captain America, Steve Rogers, walked away from the shield and the outfit. And they did pick John Walker. John Walker was a military guy, highly decorated, highly motivated, just gung-ho, yeah. The problem is, you can't... Go back to the origin, okay? Go back to the origin of Captain America. Was Steve Rogers ever a soldier? Chris, remember the movie? First
Which
movie?
one?
Remember the first movie of Captain America? the
Oh
first
no, he
Avenger?
wasn't a soldier.
He was not a soldier.
He
Why
was
not?
trying to be.
He tried to be. Why didn't he? Why was he not a soldier?
Because he was too scrawny. Didn't fit the weight limit. He had asthma, I think.
Right.
There was a bunch of other health
Right.
issues, but yeah.
How did he become Captain America?
The serum.
The super soldier serum. And because Steve Rogers came from this weakling milksop background, when they basically gave him all this artificial power and stuff, he just jumped onto it, embraced it, and realized, I could lose this at any time. I got to make the best of it for as long as I can. And that's why he's not a soldier. Captain America is a civilian who works with the military.
Yeah.
Just like supposedly the leadership of this country works with the Pentagon in order to make things work effectively, to keep the military on focus.
Which is what I honestly, we've never actually have ever landed on this topic with the first Captain America movie. But the whole fact that even though the military was involved, it was actually up to the scientist. Because the military was like, oh, he's a good soldier, he's strong, he can do this and all that stuff. The scientist is like, yeah, but it's more important of up here and here than just, you
Right,
know.
that's where the civilian component comes in,
Right.
because the doctor who built the serum is also a civilian. This John Walker, this Captain America, is a military guy, and I need to have a discussion with y'all at some point about the military, because there's been two stories that came up in this past week, and as an old veteran I need to talk about it. But anyway. So John Walker is military, and the first thing, and again, as a veteran, the military tries to teach you, follow your orders, follow your orders, follow your orders, follow orders, follow orders. But they also teach you, be ready to kill, be ready to kill, be ready to kill, be ready to kill. If it comes down to you or them, you. So you can go out and kill another one of them if you need to. So it's always that killer instinct, not predatory, but a killer instinct, a willingness to cross that line. And once you cross the line of taking a human life, it tends to get easier each time you do it. Now, for most people, for most civilian people, if you're not into that military mindset and that military training, it's devastating to get to kill somebody and then have to live with it afterwards, because there's probably not much of a possibility that you're going to kill somebody else down the road. And when you're in the military, that first one is devastating, and the entire military comes together and tries to support you to get you past that, because odds are you're going to have to kill again at some point. That's your job. See? So John Walker goes in. He kills this guy with the shield. He's flying the colors, quite literally. Kills him with the shield. The bottom of the shield is spattered with blood, spoilers. And he's killed this guy, and he's standing there, and everybody's standing around in shock with their video cameras going, because it's Captain America, you know? And he's been cussing this guy up and down, demanding information. So everybody's got their cameras out, and they're catching this and live streaming it, which I still haven't been able to figure out this camera. But anyway, so it's all been put out on the internet. And I'll tell you, I know what John Walker's thinking as that scene is going on. He's standing there, he's got the blood-drenched shield. Even Bucky knows what's going on. Sam definitely, the Falcon, is sitting there like, oh crap, and Bucky is standing there like, oh boy, and everybody else sitting there in slack-jawed terror, and he's like, and John Walker is thinking, what? That's the one word bouncing through his head. What? Or it should be if the writer's paying attention. What's wrong? I killed this guy because he wouldn't give me the information. You got information? And he all got information? Now, if John Walker were really any good, he would take that, if he were any good at the stereotypical Captain America skills, he would take his shield and he'd start flinging it off of every wall of every building surrounding that little square that this took place in. He's either going to scatter everybody off or he's going to nail somebody upside the head, and either way he's going to cause people to scatter. which should be the first thing that happens in episode 5 of this show. But John Walker's thinking, so what? I killed the guy. He's nothing. He's a target. He wouldn't cooperate. So now maybe his fellow flag busters down the road will realize, you don't mess with this Captain America. This Captain America's got a set of balls, thank you very much. Steve Rogers never had the cojones. I've got testicular fortitude to do what needs to be done because I'm military. Hoorah, damn it. And so that's, I'm thinking that's what's going to come down next, because now all of a sudden you're going to have this huge discussion. What is Captain America? Captain America has never killed. Remember, the only thing he's got besides his costume and his body is his shield, and a shield is purely defensive in nature, right? You're not supposed to kill people with a shield. He did it because, and so that's where that discussion is going to go.
And you know, it's that whole logic of like I always thought it was stupid where like the good guy finally catches up to the bad guy and he's about to kill the bad guy, but there's always somebody there that says, don't do it or you'll become just like them. Like, how is that even, like, that makes no sense at all. This dude killed like 1 billion people. I'm pretty sure if he kills the bad guy, he's not going to wake up and be like, well, I'm going to go kill some more people. Like, seriously, like, that never makes sense to me whatsoever.
The idea on that, and let's time out here. The idea on that is that if you have that kind of mindset of eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth, the Old Testament mindset is what it is if you're going to get biblical about it. The old Talmudic, Old Testament way of thinking, get your revenge now. The New Testament, the modern way of thinking, what Jesus Christ taught everybody, what the church, mainline Christian church has been trying to teach for the last 2,000 years or so now, has been God is the one who settles accounts, not us. We have rules, we have standards. We're better than that. We don't go out and rip people's throats out with our teeth. We take people into custody. We let people who had nothing to do with the whole issue, we take 12 of them and let them figure out, is this guy guilty of what we think he's guilty of or not? We'll make our case, he'll make his case, you guys decide. That's what the basis of America is. That's what Captain America represents. And yes, it's frustrating as hell when you see bad guys get away with things, because the bad guys, just like the Joker, we've talked before ad nauseum about the Joker. The Joker, Batman catches the Joker. Why doesn't Batman just kill the Joker? And then the Joker is put away in Arkham Asylum. He escapes in about 3 months when they need the sales boost. He goes out, he murders a bunch of people. Batman catches him. Batman puts him in Arkham. Why didn't you just kill him? Okay, Batman, this Joker escapes, and we go over it over and over again. Okay, realistically, the reason you don't kill the Joker is because if you kill the Joker, then you have to try to figure out how you're going to bring him back next time. That was the issue they used to have back in the 40s and 50s when he first came up. The Joker always died at the beginning of his first stories. Like the first half dozen Joker stories, the Joker always died at the end, because why would you let him live? He's killed all these people. Come on, you're Batman, you carry a gun. You're not supposed to just off him and then he won't do this anymore. Well, it turns out Batman keeps offing him. It doesn't work. Joker keeps coming back because Batman sells 50% more issues when the Joker's on the cover. Okay, so that is the metaphysical reason why. Okay, but storytelling wise, how do you account for that? Well, then Batman has to maintain certain standards. There's a certain line he won't cross. Batman won't kill. Captain America does not kill, not deliberately. He has killed people before, indirectly, without meaning to, accidentally. It's happened. And it tears him apart because Captain America, Steve Rogers' Captain America, is the guy who saves the day. He's the hero. He's the standard bearer. Superman for DC, Captain America for Marvel. They both fulfill the same purpose, okay? We could do an entire episode about the parallels between Superman and Captain America, honestly, but the idea is Cap represents certain ideas that America, the American people, not necessarily the American government, not necessarily the American justice system or anything like that, or the spook society or the CIA, FBI, MOUSC. He doesn't necessarily, Captain America doesn't represent those guys. He represents the will of the American people. We the people is who Captain America represents. We the people want people to have a fair chance. We, even if it's somebody who's close to us, who's been affected, we want to be able to stand apart long enough and let a group of strangers look at this and give this guy, whoever did this, or whoever we think did this, we need to give this bad guy a chance. Does he deserve that chance? And that's why when John Walker kills this guy, there will be no trial for Mahmoud Animal Cracker or whatever his name is. I'll get letters for that one. He's not going to get a trial. Okay, he's dead. He's not going to get representation. He's dead. He's not even going to be taken into custody and maybe have a chance of release it someday. He's not going to get a second chance because he's dead.
That's something else.
And honestly, that's the difference between John Walker, Captain America, and Steve Rogers, Captain America. Go ahead. Something else.
The thing about like how Falcon and the Winter Soldier was like arguing about whether, what's the Russian guy's name again?
You got me.
Whatever. The Russian bad guy. But anyway, the one that caused
Moscow Mule, whatever his name, yeah.
They were like talking to him like, he is the bad guy. But it's like, and he brings up a good point. It's like, you do realize, like, you guys literally created me.
Mm-hmm.
You took everything that I literally had to live for, took it away, so I did what I did. But yet you're telling me that I'm like the worst person on the face of this earth. Like, really? It's like, he's not that bad of a guy, come on.
Nah.
He did what he did for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
But now he seceded, he's done, it's over with. What do you guys think he's going to do? Go out and blow up the world? I mean, it's just like, I don't know.
Anyway,
It's funny.
so you're digging the show. I'm kind of digging the show. I'm kind of split on it because it's like every episode is about 40 minutes long,
Yeah.
and about a third of it is, of course, opening and end credits. And you take about 70%. You take about 70% of what's left, and it's blah 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 blah. Okay.
Blah.
And then there's like 15% of the time that's all that's left, and that's what actually happens, where things happen, and that's a good thing. Okay? Yes, that's a good thing. So right now that 15% is keeping me hanging on, but I do want to discuss something in relation to the show before we go on to anything else, and that is, I am keeping an eye on, Gamergate, on the Fandom Menace, okay, that group. The ones who are, that group is on one side, you got your social justice warriors on the other side. They are both, and I've been seeing this coming for months now, they are both now hypersensitized, okay? It came out last week that episode 2 of Falcon and the Winter Soldier, which we discussed, and in Scott Tackler 7, the last episode we actually released, we discussed this. There was a scene where Falcon and the Winter Soldier are fighting in civilian outfit. It's Bucky and Sam, not Falcon and the Winter Soldier. They're fighting outside the guy's townhouse in Baltimore. Here come the cops. And the cops pull up, and the first thing they do is pull their weapons on Sam because Sam's black. Reports came out last week that, and I don't know how legit this is or not. I haven't gone out of my way to check it out or anything. reports are saying 84% of the audience clicked off at that scene and have not returned and did not return to that episode. So they're saying 84% of the people saw the cops pull up, point their guns at Sam and tell him to start cooperating, and everybody was like, oh, it's more woke crap, and they tuned out. Now, I'm talking about the Fandom Menace and the Gamergate guys. So you got the Fandom Menace primarily refers to the Star Wars group, but anybody who opposes the social justice warriors. They were saying that Episode 2 proved that Falcon and Winter Soldier is woke garbage, that it is just a hot mess. You shouldn't bother with it. Ha ha, look at your numbers
All because
collapse.
of that one scene.
Because of that one scene. Among other things, but that's the one they're focusing on, because they're saying that was where they jumped the woke shark. Okay, now all you social justice warriors have been doing this for years and years, since I was in high school, really, but cancel culture's been around a lot longer than people like to admit. It's been going on for a while. I was talking about political correctness when I was a freshman in high school. That's 1985, y'all. So, this is nothing new. But what I'm getting concerned about is that the guys who normally stand against the cancel culture and stuff are developing their own cancel culture. So now you've got the people on the left who have their targets, and now you got people on the right who are setting their own targets. And everybody's just trying to keep score and see who can win the game. This is why I had a little, well, we've discussed this before. Do we continue this show? We did this about a month or so ago. And I was like, I've had to think long and hard, do I continue doing this? Do I make an attempt? Of course, we had our boom mic crap out, so that kind of settled that for us for a little while. But, quite frankly, I'm sick and tired of hearing both sides. Okay? I'm sick and tired of hearing you all. And so, I had retired the chore of duty, the podcast, because, quite frankly, I didn't have time for it, and I didn't have the inclination. But I am seeing more and more reasons. I'm going to have to come out and make a public statement of some sort, I guess, just so you guys know that there is another way. All the garbage you're hearing on both sides, none of that means anything, okay? Ignore the Trumpies, ignore the Bidens, ignore the Kamala Harris, ignore the Mike Pence, ignore Mitch McTurtle especially. You need to put all that stuff on the shelf and walk away from it, because it's being more and more counterproductive, and the more we pay attention to it, the less we actually get out of the things we're trying to accomplish here. And one of those things is entertaining ourselves by watching something like Falcon and Winter Soldier, because Marvel can do no wrong, right? And then all of a sudden it seems like people are trying to find reasons why they're doing wrong. Falcon and Winter Soldier is a hot mess. WandaVision is a hot mess because it's all woke and stuff. And this is a hot mess, and that's a hot mess, and this is a hot mess, and that's a hot mess. See this? I dropped $35 on this. Okay? This is the virtue signal game. They don't pay me a dime for this. I'm just saying, go out and find it if you want to. Y'all take your virtues, take all your signaling, take all that blah blah, and take that, as a wise man said, take all that blah blah to the blah blahologist and get it out of here, because we don't need that anymore. He doesn't need it anymore. I don't need this anymore. We don't need this anymore. You don't need this anymore. And I swear to God, I'm going off like Grover on Sesame Street now. Get over your damn selves. Golly. Anyway. So that's all I'm going to say on Falcon and Winter Soldier. Your final thoughts on this? Do you need any? No, you don't, because I'm right. I am always right. Anybody who wants to complain can form to my left, because nobody is to the right of me. Not even this guy, even though physically he's on my right.
I'm going to have to look through my notes to make sure that there's nothing that's going to say.
Oh, it's going to be a long, long day, y'all. So until next time, we're going to go ahead and wrap the review here of Falcon Winter Soldier. I say give it another try. He says give it another try. We say give it another try, and leave all your blah blah off with the, on the luggage rack. Okay. So then, ta y'all.